This is a small tutorial to demonstrate how to equalize your audio when importing audio assets into a Final Cut project or any other nonlinear editing software. This seems to be a big problem among students of digital media classes who fail to remember to edit or manipulate their audio assets, and thus their final project always has audio problems, either too high, distorted, or they're peaking. So this is a quick demonstration of how a few tricks will eliminate a lot of this frustration. First, we need to import some audio. So we go to File, Import, Files. I'm going to pick a couple of different tracks here. They're just regular MP3s from our iTunes, and click Choose. Now they're in our browser window. I'm going to load them onto our timeline. Now they're on our timeline. One of the simplest things that students forget to do is to render their objects. If you get a red bar at the top of your timeline, that means either audio or video in your timeline is unrendered and thus unplayable. So when you play this back, you either will get a beeping sound or nothing at all. As you can see, as I tried to play it back, nothing came up. All you need to do, you can do this a couple of different ways. You can select it with your mouse like this and go to Sequence, Render All, or Render Only, or Render Selection, and render it that way. Another way to render your project is going to Edit, Select All, and then hitting Command or Apple on your keyboard simultaneously with the letter R. And thus, it begins to render your audio. A next area about audio that students always forget is about peaking. Over here where my mouse is, you can see that the two audio levels are peaking from the track that I just played back. Students never pay attention to their audio levels and thus complain afterwards when their final project gets deducted points for audio levels. Now I'm going to show you a quick trick about audio peaking that hopefully you can relay to your students. This will hopefully save you time and frustration when final projects are due. First, you want to select your audio track and then double click it. Up in your preview monitor, you'll see your audio track appear. What I like to bring your attention to are the two bars up top. You have a level and a pan. First and foremost, your pan is a -1. This means that it is pushed to the left speaker and not coming out of the right speaker. So you can highlight this, push 0, and enter. And automatically it pans out to normal even. So now you have half and half on either right side and left side. Next is your level. It brings it in at 0 dB, which is 0 decibels. What I like to do is to automatically make that -6. If you can just type that in by hitting -6 and hitting enter. And you'll see that your audio bars go down to -6. Now doing this primarily helps the audio stay below peaking levels. But if you're not comfortable with that, you can also do it freehand. So we'll bring this back to number 0, where your audio would have come in from the get-go. You can take your cursor until it turns into a double arrows pointing up and down. Click it on the red bar going through your audio and slowly pull it down. Now you can see the numbers decreasing as you pull it down. We're going to leave it at -6. I find that -6 generally keeps all audio levels from peaking. Now let's play back our section and see if it peaks. As you can see where my mouse is now, the audio level has not peaked. It is at a perfect -6 dB. Lastly, the only other thing I would like to suggest is that once you pick an audio level that you like for your songs or any other dialogue in your final projects, primarily keep all decibel levels at the same unless it calls for either higher or lower, depending on the sound of the actual scene. I hope this was helpful and I hope your students utilize it.